out of your way to harass the user in question. Also, note that this channel is based off satirical humor. We tend to say a lot of crude things, so if you don't enjoy extremely rude humor, then we suggest you click away while you still can. Thank you.
Requests are closed. If you know that requests are closed, please do not send us in your requests so we have it for when we open them again. Please wait till we make an announcement saying requests are open. Thank you. You know, Muffin's been gone for a while. I'm honestly starting to think that maybe it would be best if she just leave the channel and focus on her college work, because, you know, college is important, so I'm thinking about renaming the channel to The Yuji Show. I think it's got a nice ring to it. It's pretty nice.
Hey Yuji, I'm back! Sorry I've been gone for so long. I had some things come up, you know, life.
Fuck! Hello everybody, I'm Yuji.
And I'm Muffin!
And no, we're not getting rid of Muffin, you goofs.
I'm the life of the channel, you can't get rid of me.
Fuck you, this is my channel! Oh, but anyways guys, welcome back. Sorry for the lack of posts, I'm a lazy bitch.
And if you've seen Yuji's, I don't remember what video it was, but in one of Yuji's videos she explained what exactly happened with me. College, so got in the way, so I couldn't help out. And then I've had a lot of family trouble, which we're still trying to resolve, but thank you to everyone who left comments saying they were, like, praying and all that stuff. That was really nice to see.
Yeah.
It really got me through that.
It definitely has gone a bit downhill since the last update.
Oh my god, but I have hope. It's gonna be okay.
Everything's gonna be fine. Hopefully. Yuji's pessimistic. Yes, anyways, today we are going to be looking at a profile and reviewing some of their characters, and by characters I mean character all strewn throughout different universes, which is fine. I don't really care too much. Wish fulfillment stuff, you know, blah blah blah.
On the other hand, I'm not with Yuji on this. I don't like when people do that.
Muffin finds it very uncreative. And
it's so uncreative, and it makes me mad. And
I agree. It's just, you know, you wish fulfillments, you wanna ship, like, your character or your self-insert with multiple people throughout different universes, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I'm kind of the same way, but really it all just stays within my head and none of you know about it, and y'all are never gonna know about it, cause fuck you, that's why. No, I'm kidding, I love you guys. As you can probably tell, this video is kind of unscripted. We're doing a first impressions thing because we're tired. We don't want a script.
It's our first day back, I don't want a script.
Who wants to script? Scripting is no fun. Nobody should like scripting. It's boring and annoying and blah. But anyways, trying to go back on topic. Today we are going to be looking at Kuroyukihime 666. I can't remember how I found this user. I think it was while looking for some random Attack on Titan OCs to review, which is how I found Lisa Serafina Wolf, but anyways. And I found this user's gallery to be interesting, to say the least. I don't know if they're a troll or not, but from what I can tell, she's not a troll. She's just, you know, trying to enjoy herself, which I get, but that ain't gonna stop me from posting my opinions on the interwebs.
Yep.
Hell no. Muffin hasn't read any of these characters' bios. We're gonna be looking at the characters first, and then we're gonna go scroll through her gallery just for shits and giggles, really.
But first, before we get into that, sprites!
These sprites were made by Sounds Like Balloons on DeviantArt.
Thank you very much for these.
We're gonna try to be using all of the sprites we've gotten throughout the next couple of videos.
Yeah.
So bear with us. But anyways, the first OC that we are going to be looking at is an Attack on Titan OC named Kuroyukihime Ackerman, I think is how you pronounce that. And starting off with the looks, Muffin's trying to gather her thoughts.
I'm trying to, Because if I'm gonna be honest, I'm trying to find, because I don't want to just say, oh, I don't like this, here's why. I'm trying to find an upside to this. But I really can't, because even though the character the only thing that I think I enjoy about this is, you know, the look.
The look of the character in general,
it's a base.
Yeah.
The only thing I like about this is the base.
She filled out the base pretty okay, though. Like, it's not horrible. I don't think the original base was an Attack on Titan base. I don't think, at least. I'll go find it, I'll throw it up on screen, and I'll correct myself if on the screen with text if it is an Attack on Titan base. But anyways. But
for the universe, we don't really have, is it Nako's? Is that what she is?
I think she's...
Cat people?
I think she's a Nako or a wolf.
For the universe, it's based kind of almost in a universe like ours, except for, of course, there's Titans. And all this weird science stuff. A lot of experimentation and all that. But for the most part, it follows the rules of the universe that we have in our universe. And there aren't cat people. So that's one problem I have with this. It's like, okay, it's cute, but like they don't have, that's the wrong universe for that kind of thing. Hair color, because, you know, they're trapped in the walls, they're running low on all kinds of supplies. I really don't think you'd find hair dye like that. I really don't think you'd find hair dye within the walls.
And obviously, for this particular universe, you're not going to be born with hair like that.
Yeah.
Just, it's a no. And the eyes are another thing. Purple and red. The only time we really see red eyes in our universe is if we're albino.
Yeah, you don't see purple and red eye. And also, along with the hair and the colors and the bow, if she's supposed to be one of the people guarding the wall, like it looks like she's dressed up as, guards usually have strict control over, like, you know, what you can wear, what your hair looks like, what kind of makeup you can have. They wouldn't let her do her hair that wild even if they had hair dye in this universe. They wouldn't let her do that.
And another thing with the uniform, as we've seen, the uniform throughout every, like, faction of the military, scouting regiment, the garrison, and the military police, they all have the same set uniform, just with a different symbol on the back and the arms.
They would not let you change your uniform. Everything's pink. I'm gonna be honest, they would not let you do that.
Definitely not, especially with the 3D maneuvering gear. It, like, all those leather straps wrap around your legs and your torso and everywhere, and like with what she's wearing, it exposes her legs like a lot. That's gonna fucking hurt, because I can only imagine they get some pretty nasty whiplash and
lots
scars.
Of chafing. So yeah, they wouldn't. What we're trying to say is, like, your character, okay, it looks cute, but for me, the only reason it looks cute is because the base is nice. I'm sorry, but like, the dyed strips you have in her hair, I think, were done very poorly. The bow could have been better. Certain things with her outfit, like we pointed out, there are flaws along with the universe. So, cute character, but it really, for the universe, it really does not work.
And now we're moving on to her bio, which is all in the picture as well.
Which I always have a problem with, because, like, write it all out. Write it out.
Alright, anyways. Name, Kuroyukihime Ackerman.
I do hope you explain this. Is she supposed to be... Okay, so you have Levi's last name on here.
Well, or Mikasa.
True. So who is she in relation to these two? I hope you explain that.
And, like... If she's related to Mikasa, I'm calling bullshit, because Mikasa is the last Asian of the world as far as I'm in the anime. I haven't watched or read anything past certain points, because I don't care about Attack on Titan anymore. If anything, I kind of hate it now. But
okay.
I'm sorry. Some of the things in the manga that I have had spoiled for me really piss me off, and I hate it. But now, if you're saying she's related to Mikasa, I'm calling bullshit. Also, that first name. I don't know what to think about that first name. It's It's weird.
It seems a little bit much for me. Like, we really don't see people with that extreme first names.
I mean, I guess the closest you could get is Berthold.
Okay, but like, they follow, their names follow, like, the regions they're supposed to be from. So, a name like that, I would assume she's Japanese or something.
And we've already explained the problem with Japanese.
Yeah.
And if she's related to Levi, I mean, okay. I would like some explanation, but okay. Gender, female. Nickname, Yuki. Her sexual orientation is straight. And her love interest, this is the part I found interesting, is Pixis. Remember the bald Garrison guy?
I would... Why?
I mean, people are allowed to like what they like, but, I find that interesting because I've never seen a character with that particular love interest. It's always either Levi, Aaron, Armin, or Jean.
I also have never seen a character that's love interest is Pixis.
Oh wait, question. How old is she?
That's right, you
because he's like 60.
We're getting into like the love interest and the personality, but we still don't know how old this lady is, so you should probably put that in there up close, like name. Like usually you see that by like name, where they live. Like it's pretty far up there. Personality. She is really smart, talented, funny, and sweet. Also very strong and calm, and sometimes stubborn because she is kind of a tsundere, but she ain't mean, bitch. She's really kind to everyone, so everyone likes her. She's crushing on Pixis-san, but he isn't aware of her feelings. By the way, Aaron, Levi, he is her brother, but they aren't related by blood, so it's okay. No. I'm not okay with that. I don't see his family adopting. No.
Well, when you get into Levi's backstory before he was a part of the Scouting Legion, it's like major fucking spoilers, by the way, everybody. If you don't want spoilers,
jump ahead a few seconds.
He lived in the underground with, like, he didn't really have a family, like, he was by himself. He had 2 friends that he hung out with, so I can imagine maybe if they found, like, a young girl, like, the chick, I can't remember her name, Isabella, I believe was her name, convinced, like the other 2, like, hey, we should take care of this little child, then maybe I could see it, but...
Okay, that also depends on how old she is.
Yeah.
Because if she's the same age as everyone, like, you know, Aaron and everyone...
Then Levi's been a part of the Scouting Legion for, like, quite some time.
I don't see her being related to him. Like, I don't see that being a possibility. And Jean confessed to her, but she ain't interested in weak dipshits. Fuck you, okay? You're not good enough for my son anyway. You're not good enough for my boy.
Weak dipshits!
Fuck you. No one isn't. You know, entitled little bitch. Okay, so overall, her personality, she's definitely one of those characters like, oh, I'm so good and the only thing wrong about me is that I'm stubborn, and that's overused, and it, like, if used well, it can be okay, but it's not described or used well in this case. Her personality is just like a square cutout boring of every other character you see. Boring. I apologize, but that's the truth. There's so many other things you could have done with her personality, but instead you went for just, like, you know, regular, what everyone does. She's perfect, except she's still a little bit stubborn.
Try giving her more flaws than she's stubborn.
I would have liked to see you get a little bit more creative with this.
Likes using the 3D maneuvering gear. She's better than both Mikasa and Levi because she's really talented.
Bullshit.
If you somehow manage to write it well, maybe I could let you get away with that, but as it stands, shit. Pixis-san, dancing, singing, and drawing. Okay, dislikes the Titans. Any other dislikes than that? Like, most people generally dislike the Titans.
Yeah, most people, that's not, I understand that maybe she dislikes that, but for the universe, that's a common thing. And so we usually don't put really common dislikes. Like, you don't put, like, oh, she dislikes dying, or dislikes being hurt, because, like, okay, no, duh, no one, there are very few people who like dying or being hurt.
Or, like, dislikes dislikes being bullied. Like, yeah,
Okay.
unless you're an extreme masochist, you're gonna dislike being bullied.
That. So obvious stuff like that, you don't bother putting your dislikes. Make it interesting. Like maybe she dislikes carrots for some reason. She really just does not like carrots, and she doesn't like.
What else could she not like?
What else could she not?
She could dislike other people.
Yeah, maybe she's a little bit of an introvert, so she dislikes people, dislikes carrots, dislikes being dirty. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, like, mix it up a little bit. Instead of stating the obvious, try to make this character interesting with interesting dislikes, like, you know, like I said, carrots.
Yeah. When you sit here and just list off very, like, obvious, no duh things for dislikes, likes, and for personality.
It only hurts your character.
It makes her really seem like a fucking cardboard cutout, boring, nobody likes character.
Like I'm really trying not to tear this character down too much because, again, like, I'm not sure how old you are. I'm not sure how much time you put into this, so I don't want to tear it all down because maybe you worked really hard on this, and maybe you're really young, and it's good that you're starting out, you know, trying to make characters, and that's good.
Yeah, we get that writing isn't easy. Obviously, Muffin and I write a lot.
Yeah.
And writing's hard.
But we're just here trying to help you, you know, kind of steer you on a good, like...
Path?
Yeah, good path for good writing tips. Good writing tips for your characters. Put a lot of, you know, put some time and effort into this, because when you put dislikes, Titans, in a universe where most people dislike Titans, it just makes it seem like you didn't really care.
Now, what would be interesting if she was a Titan worshiper and she liked the Titans.
Yeah.
Like, that is a canon thing in Attack on Titan. There are Titan worshippers. Hell, spoilers if you haven't gotten that far. Or if you haven't seen Attack on Titan, but you still want to watch it, the walls are made out of Titans. They're literally Titans embedded in the walls. And of course, you got the wall worshippers, which are secretly Titan worshippers, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, if she liked the Titans, that would be interesting. I would love to read more about that. But, you know, dislikes Titans, yeah, pretty much everybody dislikes the Titans. It's boring. And, you know, in the end, if these were made for fun and you don't want to take any advice or criticism, that's fine. You know, you're free to do what you want. But
to be fair, you did put this out on DeviantArt.
You put this out on the internet.
So to be fair, there are, like, that gives it openings for people to judge a little bit.
Yeah, you put it on a public website.
You kind of just have to, you know, put your shields up and go, okay, I just made this for fun. I'm really not in for criticism, so shields up. Not gonna let it bother me.
Yeah.
And while I'd rather you do that, or I'd rather you take our advice, you know, that's okay too.
Yeah. Just you keep in mind, you put this on a public website. You can't, like, you can't not expect people with differing opinions from yours to come to your page. Mm-hmm. Like, not come to your page and tell their opinion, which is why we're here. Because I wanted to voice my opinion. Not everybody's gonna like my opinion. But that's okay. Because it's my opinion.
Her lore in the bio. Yep. And so now we're getting into her lore. Yuki was born in
I can't pronounce the city name. Shina.
Yuki was born in Shina City. Her parents were eaten by a smiling titan in front of her eyes, and now she has PTSD.
Wait, the same smiling titan that ate Aaron's mom?
I don't know, man.
Snap!
Don't leave me.
No, that's not okay. I'm gonna put a video clip in there anyway of it, but that's not okay.
It's okay. As soon as I did that, my shoulder popped, like the muscle popped. Oh, that hurts. Karma.
Okay, so in this universe, I can't be mad that you gave your character PTSD and had her parents eat in front of her. A lot of kids and their parents got eaten. A lot of kids saw their parents, and probably they're also your pet getting eaten too. So I can't be mad about that. I do wish, like a story, you would kind of delve into that a bit deeper instead of saying her parents were eaten by a titan in front of her eyes. Like, you know, write it out. Like, you know, one day they were in their house and they heard a knock on the door, and they went to answer the door, and the titan was like, "Hi, I'm gonna eat your parents," and then ate the parents.
That sounds more like the weird little chibi cartoon than the actual anime.
And now she has PTSD, and whenever someone knocks on the door, she freaks out.
Oh, but you know, she was born in Shinagashima, fucking however you pronounce that stupid fucking name, and her parents were eaten by a titan. That leads me to conclude that, yes, she was a part of the 104th Training Squad, and the only reason her parents were eaten by a titan is because, you know, the fall of the wall, because the fucking Colossal Titan was like, "Hey, y'all, I'm gonna just come here and kick your walls down. Bye."
Which means she might be the same age as Aaron and Armin and everyone, which makes the whole relationship thing a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
A little awkward. And now she has PTSD because of that and dislikes titans. She spent 2 years in orphanage where she was bullied horribly because everyone were jealous of her look.
I hate that so much!
No! I know, especially her eye. Please try to make her character a little bit original.
Like, honestly, I hate that, oh, everybody bullied her because of how pretty she was.
Because I was so beautiful. I was an outcast, and everyone hated me.
You know, people bullied Muffin and I not because we were prettier than them.
Because they were dicks.
Yeah, just because...
Because we were kind of little shits when we were younger.
Just a little bit, yeah. But that still didn't... Like, people bully others simply because they fucking can, most of the time. Like, just people are assholes. People are going to bully things they don't like.
There are so many other reasons you could give for why your character is bullied and make it actually good. Giving your character the reason of beauty because they were bullied makes it seem like just any other regular Mary Sue, and that's why people dislike characters like these.
I get it, that can happen. Like, it can happen, but just like the way it's written, just like, oh, I was bullied because I was so beautiful. I fucking hate that.
Well, and even though that it can happen, by now it's been so overused that, like, I really would stress against trying to use
something different.
That reason. I would try to use something different. But anyway, so they hated her and she cried herself to sleep every night. Then finally she was adopted by the Ackerman family. Okay, but this doesn't make sense with the timeline, though.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't. I don't know what happened to Levi's mom, but I know his dad's a fucking shitlord.
Yeah, so I really don't agree with that, because if she were older, and this story took place, like, a little bit before that, when, like, and she was Levi's age, then this might work. But being the age that the story is so far suggesting she is, because, again, right now we have no idea how old she is, it doesn't fit.
Even, like, the only way I could even see this kind of working is if you wrote a whole AU for it. But even still, you'd have to explain so much. And the way it's written now, I only have to assume it takes place in the main universe. And no.
Then finally, she was adopted by the Ackerman family, and she met her older Anakin
Skywalker.
Levi loved her from a bottom of his heart, not just but because, you know, we have bumps, so it's one of those bottoms of his heart.
You know, we're all Time Lords, we got two hearts.
And confessed to her, but she said that they can't be together because they are family now. Sad face. He cried a little, but he realized that it is indeed forbidden love. I don't know if you've actually ever watched this anime. Levi is not the kind of person to cry very often, if at all. He's not the kind of person to cry over things like this, especially.
Spoiler
He's
alert.
a tough cookie.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Even when his two best friends were ripped apart by Titans, he didn't cry.
He's a tough dude.
Yeah, he's not a crier. Like, I'm sure something like incredibly severe would have to happen. And as you could tell, not even his two best friends being ripped apart by Titans was enough to get him to cry. So you can only imagine what would have to happen to him in order for him to cry.
He's not a very lovey-dovey guy.
He really isn't.
He's not the kind of person who like see this new sister fall in love like that. Bam. No, that's not the kind of guy Levi is. So I would suggest sitting down and really watching through the anime, maybe even reading the manga also. Maybe that might actually be better. But you know, doing that so you can understand the universe a little bit more, because it's kind of obvious that maybe you watched the first half of the first season and just decide, yep, I know Attack on Titan, and you don't. But you realize that it is indeed forbidden in love. She decided to join the army to take care of her Aniki. Even though he was the humanity's strongest, she was even stronger because she was extremely talented and well trained by her dead parents whom everyone respected. Why did she write that out? Why did you start the backstory with, oh, my parents were great and they trained me and here's what happened and then they died? Why are you just throwing all this in random places? Because now that you're just throwing it out, it's trying to make it looks like instead of putting thought into this, it's making your character, you know, try to be even more powerful. And so I have to call bullshit on this because this was done so poorly. I'm so upset.
I can understand, like, parents in this universe, maybe some of them training their kids a little bit to be a bit stronger, because, you know, the world they live in is fucking brutal. Like, horribly, horribly brutal and demanding of everyone. So I can understand, like, people, maybe parents trying to train their kids a little bit.
But, like, there's certain trainings that you do in the army and, you know, when guarding the wall that unless your parents are, like, you know, generals or something, I can't imagine them having any idea how to train you for that, any access to certain stuff to train you for that. I can't imagine them being able to do that.
The only thing I can really is preparing them, like, by long runs, because as we saw, like, obviously, they run, they jog, they push-ups, sit-up, blah, 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 all that, hand-to-hand combat. You know, I can imagine maybe her parents training her in all of that, but the 3D maneuvering gear, it requires special, like, things so you can get your balance right. You have to practice swinging through the trees and not accidentally decapitating yourself.
Yeah, I can't imagine them being able to get their hands on that kind of stuff. And another thing I want to point out, if her dead parents, who you say, whom everyone respected in this city, if they were so well respected, I can't imagine, like, when the walls come down, when the walls are broken, and all the Titans were let in to eat people, you know, that happened. When that happens, I imagine some of the, you know, the most important people in the city were the first people to be evacuated. Like, you see a lot of people in those scenes running away, but I imagine, you know, those really important people were evacuated first. If your parents were so respected, you know, respected by everyone in the city, they would have been evacuated first. Or even I can't see them, you know, being left out in the open to run away and then get eaten.
Another
or at
thing,
least guarded, maybe.
Another thing, if they were so well respected, wouldn't they live behind Wall Cena?
Yeah, why did they live over here?
Why did they live in one of the poverty-stricken districts? Why didn't they live behind the third wall with, like, the king and the queen and all that jazz?
She joined Survey Corps instantly without even being prepared by Keith. No.
Bullshit.
It's not how that works.
It's really not how that works.
Not a possibility. I'm going to say that right now. Not how that works. Not a possibility. I'm not budging on this. That's not how that works.
Like, again, the 3D maneuvering gear training.
You have to go through certain training before you get to go into any of the places you can go to. You can't just bypass training. Sorry. So now she's the youngest soldier of them all. To be continued. I will include the rest of the story in another sheet.
Which I did not find, because I don't think it exists yet.
I think in this case that's a good thing, because like I said, I do think you need to just... Honestly, I would keep the base idea for this in mind, because maybe you can work with certain parts of this, but I would scrap this bio, or backstory I mean, go actually watch the anime or read the manga.
Or if you have watched it, rewatch it and pay very close attention. Don't just sit there fangirling over characters.
And rewrite this. There are certain things you can keep. Like, maybe it works that her parents were well respected and they... I don't think it works if they got eaten, though, because if they were well respected, even if they live in that city, I'd imagine they have them in better parts of the city where they could easily be evacuated.
One thing I can see, though, like, to keep her parents still dying, what if they were a part of the military? What if her mother got pregnant while she was in the military, had her, but shipped her off to, like, her grandparents or something to keep her safe, and then... Like, you could make them a part of either the Scouting Legion or the military police, because the military police tend to be a hell of a lot more well-respected than the garrison or the scouts. And what you could do with that is, when the wall fell, they went to go help evacuate people, and as we saw, a lot of people died, and they could have been killed in the crossfire. Boom! Dead parents. That could work perfectly. She's little orphan Annie now, and maybe she wants to get kind of like a pulling in Aaron, because I can imagine, like, Aaron's not the only person who feels like this, wanting to get revenge on the Titans for killing her damn parents. That could work well. You could do that.
So there are certain parts, so I would keep the base, like, outline for this story in mind, because there are certain parts like that could work. But I'm saying scrap this because there are a lot of parts that don't work. Like her relationship with Levi. I don't think there's anything in that you can salvage. I really don't see a possibility of any of that working. I don't see how you could make him her adopted brother. I don't see how you can make him fall in love with her. I don't see any part of that relationship working at all.
There is one thing I can think of. In Levi's backstory, I forgot what it was called, but those two or three little manga books that go deeper into Levi's backstory. Levi had a friend named Isabella. Maybe her personality resembles Isabella, so he tends to be a bit more softer towards her because he's reminded of his dead friend. That's really the only thing I can see working, but even then you'd have to write it out pretty well to get it to work.
I don't know. I don't see... If this bio went longer, then maybe I could see that working. But personally, I think if she had Isabella's personality, I don't see him just being ultimately sweet to her. I see him, like, being tough because, like, you know, he doesn't want to be around her. It hurts him to be around her.
Yeah, that could work too.
So I could see him being tougher and being kind of more of a dick than he usually is, but, like, a dick to her because, like, he can't handle being around her and seeing Isabella's personality in her and, you know, remembering that. But then maybe after some time, he kind of
loosens up a bit.
Maybe that could work, but, like, again, you'd have to stretch his backstory out a lot longer to develop that.
Another thing I would like to point out, we did miss out on a hell of a lot of information just in the normal bio.
Yep.
For the character. I would suggest going and finding a blank Attack on Titan character sheet.
Do we have one on CC's page?
We do, actually. I made one.
Ooh.
I'll leave links to that in the description if you somehow manage to see this video. But I'll leave links to that. And just fill it out. And for the statistics, because I do know I have stats in there, try not to make them too high. Like, definitely don't put, like, all 10s or all 8s or all 9s or, like, little scraps in between. Make some 3s, make some 5s. Don't make her super overpowered, because super overpowered characters, they tend to be boring and not well liked within any fandom, really. Mm-hmm. Like, hell, even popular overpowered characters like Kirito and Asuna, people hate them.
I like Kirito a little bit.
I don't really like Kirito.
Anyway, you know what we're trying to say.
Yeah, just make her balanced and if you do make her stat high or even low, like, really just give reasons for why her stats are the way they are. Just take that into consideration. Anyways, we're moving on to the next character, which is another Attack on Titan character. Woo! Except this
Why? I just saw the name. No. Why?
Ooh, this one's edgy though.
Oh my god.
Starting off with the looks.
What the
Woo.
Oh,
that is edgy. Again, we're not gonna repeat a whole lot, but natural colors. Black hair, fine. Get rid of the red and the green, though. And the blue.
They wouldn't let her wear that necklace.
That kind of stuff wouldn't even exist in this timeline. Keep in mind what kind of timeline they are. I'm trying to remember what time I compared them to in the Lisa Serafina, like early 1980s? No, not 1980s. 1960s, 1950s. Keep it, like, to that kind of fashion.
But the shoes, the green on the bottom of the shoes, that wouldn't be allowed either. They probably have, like, regular boots that they give you.
She's wearing a cape.
Oh my god.
Or is that her hair?
I don't know.
But again, militaries have strict dress codes.
Yep.
Muffin's brother is currently in the military.
And
he ain't allowed to wear shit outside of the dress code.
I get this is an anime military. They don't follow the same kind of stuff our military does, but it's still, because it's kind of in a similar universe to ours, they would still have dress codes. So they're not gonna let you decorate your uniform like that. Maybe they'll let you wear, like, a simple necklace if you keep it hidden. Like, my brother gets to wear a simple little necklace as long as it can be hidden under the collar.
Aaron's got his key necklace.
See?
Mikasa's got her scarf. Annie's got her hoodie. You know, you can get away with, like, small little tweaks, but, like,
nothing big like this.
Like,
if it's bright and, like, stands out a lot, that breaks your dress code violation. That breaks your dress code. That's a dress code violation.
And what's up with that sword? That's a sword. But anyways, we are moving on to the bio. Okay, name. Anastasia D. Arkness Ackerman Pendragon. I like Anastasia D. Arkness. I like that. That right there is perfect. But Ackerman Pendragon, what the fuck?
I also like Anastasia, but D. Arkness I would probably, because it's just edgy darkness.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Now I'm not sure how to feel about it. I still think it's okay. Like, it's still cough edge, but
I don't think this is a good universe for an edgy character. Like,
well,
like, minorly edgy you can, but, like, so edgy that their last name is Darkness. I don't see this as being a good universe for that.
Yeah.
It's hard to implement well.
The Ackerman and the Pendragon thing, I think you need to scrap completely. Yeah. That's just ridiculous. Especially the Pendragon. Pendragon! Like, I don't know how to feel about it. Bio. Anastasia was born with a special power that was stronger than all her mates in the 104th Training Corps.
Nope. Again, this universe is pretty darn close to ours, except they have, like, titans and weird science stuff.
This kind of reminds me of an ex-reader I read a long time ago for Attack on Titan. It was this whole story about how there were, these people with special powers, like, they could basically transform into animals. Like, the reader was, like, a raven, and her father was, like, a guy who could grow snake fangs, and he could kill titans just by biting them and injecting venom into them.
Wow.
There was even a lion. I can't remember the specifics, but this sounds more like a weird ex-reader story than, like, you actually trying to create a character for the show. Just saying. Who she served in the military fighting Titans, and in the final battle against Shadow Titan Shifter, they were fighting the Shadow Titan, turned her to the darkness, and Anastasia turned against Eren and killed him. Oh, well, Eren's dead. Also, the Shadow Titan Shifter, I believe I looked that up earlier. I do think it's a thing. I can't remember, though. Like, they introduced so many more Titans in the manga. I'm trying to remember, because I know I did look it up a while ago, because we were going to originally script this video, but then I decided, nah, I don't wanna. And I know I learned about a whole, like, new group of Titan Shifters, like, pure insanity. But, I don't remember a Shadow Titan Shifter. Maybe it's a thing, maybe it's not. Maybe in the editing, I'll throw up pictures if I can find anything after this. But for now, I think you just made that up. And that's no good. Well, I mean, it's not horrible.
You can make up your own Titans, but they have to kind of make sense. I don't see how a Shadow Titan could really make
Maybe
sense.
Unless it has, like, really dark skin.
Like, camouflage black skin for night. Yeah, but the way you make it sounds like this Titan's an actual, like, shadow or something.
I don't know, it's just weird. Just weird.
And how does a Titan turn her to the dark? See, it just doesn't make sense.
Like, I know there, again, spoiler, I guess. Yeah, spoiler. I know there is a Titan shifter who can communicate and order the Titans around. He's called the Beast Titan. Kind of a dick. So maybe there is a Titan shifter who has the ability to kind of manipulate thoughts or something. Like, it's a stretch. It's like a really far...
A long stretch,
I'm dragging the taffy back across the world stretch, but... You could make it work if you really tried, I guess. Anyways. She lost a part of her in the battle, which is why she doesn't have a part of her ear. Please stop PMing me asking you why that's why. Also, fuck you, Animika34. Everyone knows you're a fucking Pokemon scammer fan. Oh, holy shit! You know, this is supposed to be your character's bio. Yeah. No need to go off on somebody.
This is not the place to write out your beef, dude.
Nobody cares about your beef. Okay? No one. Literally no one.
Also, I want to point out, here, obviously, and in the rest of the bio, there are a lot of misspelled things. Right now, for the purpose of this video, since it's already going to be pretty long, I'm not going to point out, like, oh, battle is spelled this way, military is spelled this way, doesn't has this, that's has this, nose is spelled this way. I'm not going to point all that out, but just know you should probably slow down and proofread a lot.
Spell checks. They're good. Likes. Hurting people, being badass, My Chemical Romance, the band.
This is not, okay. I know I said their universe is like ours, pretty similar to ours, but I don't think they'd have My Chem. I really don't think they would.
They don't. Again, the time period is set back way, way, way. They don't have technology. Like, you see the weapons they use, you see the cannons they have, you see the outfits they have. They don't have that kind of technology yet. Like, so bands like that aren't going to exist, like, because they got drums, electrical guitars, and in this universe, I think the most you're gonna find is maybe a violin. Killing, death, punk rock.
Would they have punk rock?
Nope, still no. It's too far back. You gotta think, like, this is set back, like, way Victorian age, essentially. Like, so they're not gonna have shit like that. Jinko jeans, again, something they don't have. Skulls, darkness, hot boys with huge D's.
You spelled that hug D's with hugging dicks? I'd be really concerned.
Earrings, red, cool kind, not pinkish shit. Oh, we kind of get that. We kind of get that, you know, it's red. Red is red, pink is pink. I get it, you kind of got that, like, a color of red that's kind of pinkish. But it's red. It's red. It's red. Dislikes. Niceness. Happiness. Levi. Anamika34. Whoa, fuck you, Anamika34, for showing everyone my fucking DeviantArt, you piece of shit.
Keep in mind, this is your character's bio. Your character in this universe doesn't know who the hell Anamika34 is.
Long nails. Anamika34. Mega ass faggot. Sunshine, Life, her dad, and Armin. I really can't see, like, I do think a good thing is, like some of the likes. Like, she likes hurting people. You don't see that a lot. Like, you don't see a lot of characters with, like, they actually enjoy hurting people unless they're, like, fucking psychopaths.
See, okay, here's an idea. You can make this an edgy character, yes, but to fit the universe, what I would like to see is, you know, she looks normal. Like, maybe she has long brown hair, she looks really pretty, but inside, she's like, yeah, I like hurting people. I want to fucking kill Aaron.
I like that idea. Yeah, you could have her be that character that looks oh so sweet.
But in the inside, she's like, I'm gonna stab you in your sleep, I'm gonna stab you in your sleep,
maybe,
I'm gonna stab you in your sleep.
You know, these are still people. What if they had a serial killer running around? Like, there's still people.
You could make her the innocent-looking serial killer.
Like, I'd enjoy that, especially in this universe, because you don't see that a lot. You really don't with this universe. I would heavily enjoy seeing a serial killer character just going around, like, murdering everybody like shit. We don't have to worry.
It's done right.
Yeah, like, shit. Titans aren't the only thing we've got to worry about anymore, because there's somebody going around fucking murdering people. I would like that. That's interesting. But other than that, again, with the bio, You missed out on a lot. Please, blank character sheet. Use it. Please. Please go into more depth. Think out your character. For their stories, maybe write out a timeline if necessary. But anyways, we're moving on to her My Hero Academia OC. Muffin, I'm sorry for what I'm about to subject you to.
Yeah. You might. I haven't seen any of these.
Yeah, Muffin has. I've read everything.
Really fucking bright pink.
You know, okay, for this universe, the hair is fine. That is completely 100% okay, because if you look at a lot of other characters, like, this universe is weird. You can get away with a lot.
Yeah, the hair, I'm fine with. The eyes, I can handle. The bow, I can handle. The powers, like, you're showing on her back, okay, if it's explained well, I can handle that, because you see a lot of weird-looking people, a lot of weird powers in this universe, so I can handle that. There's one problem I'm seeing in this picture. I'm gonna here's what the My Hero Academia uniform at their school usually look like. You don't really see people straying too far, like when they're wearing the school uniform, you don't really see people straying terribly far from this.
Because again, it's a prestigious school. They're all, like, that is a specific school made for training to be heroes.
So they wouldn't take kindly to you dyeing the uniform pink and showing up in that. So everything's okay, but she should be wearing the regular school uniform.
Yeah, not a modified version of the school uniform. The school uniform in all its glorious colors and everything. But, like, the most I could see you getting away with is, for females, the tights. I could see you maybe being allowed to change those up a bit. But other than that, like, standard school uniform, keep it that way. Now we're moving on to the bio, where all the problems come crashing down like a fucking meteorite. Name, Kuroyukihime. Again, name's fine. Universe, weird.
For this universe, it's fine. For the other ones, they haven't worked
really
so
fine.
far.
Yeah, I would like a last name, though. Age 15, Class 1A. There is a specific amount of students allowed let into the 1A class, so I'm a little iffy on this, but at the same time, maybe I don't care as much, but I'm still iffy on it. Like, just explain it, and now here's where the problems come in. Want to read the quirks?
Quirk! One for all for one. Resurrection, time travel, reaping, Neko ears, doggo tail.
And here's where all the problems come in.
Let me explain a thing to you. You need to cut this a lot down. I wouldn't consider the Neko ears and doggo tail a quirk. It's
a mutant type quirk. But I would really keep it to, like, just cat or dog. Does she have cat ears and a cat tail, or dog ears and a dog tail? Really all I could cut down on. But
then all these powers.
The one for all for one is where I call major fucking bullshit. Major fucking bullshit. 'Cause it's literally impossible. Quite literally impossible. Spoiler alert for all of those who haven't watched the anime. By the way, if you haven't watched the anime, go watch it. It's a really good anime. But anyways, one for all has to be willingly passed down to you in order to get that quirk. The only quirk that could get it is all for one, because it's a touch and he steals your quirk, from what I understand. But again, all for one, somebody already has that quirk. And that's all for one. He doesn't really have a name yet. It's just all for one. And he's planning on passing his quirk down to, Tomura. So she has literally no way of getting that quirk. No way at all. So those two, one for all and all for one, are literally impossible unless this is written in the far, far, far future and she happens to be a villain and she gets all for one passed down to her and she steals one for all and all these other quirks, and, you know, like, written well, I could see that working very nicely. But from what I understand, this is set in this universe, like, the current timeline of the show. Which is no, and no. And another thing, people in this universe tend to only stick to two quirks. They either get a combination of their parents' quirks, they get one of their parents' quirks, and in very rare cases, their quirk will different from their parents altogether. but rare case. So, 2 quirks. You could keep the Neko ears and the tail, and one of these other ones.
I think for this character, because you have a lot of edgy characters, I think I could see, like, you know, she has the cat ears and the cat tail, and she does resurrection. That would be cool. I think for the way you have her look and everything, reaping doesn't really, I don't think that fits. And time travel just feels like a lot.
Yeah. We understand quirks different a lot in this universe, but time travel does seem like a lot. But if she gets into Class 1A, I don't think the resurrection is enough. I think you'd have to give her something more powerful, because Class 1A is the part of the hero course. And as we saw, Shitso's quirk wasn't enough to get him into the hero course because of the entrance exam, unless they were recommended.
This is the hero quirk, so I don't think reaping works either.
Yep. Nor does time travel. Like, you can get in through just rescue points, which is how Deku got in to the hero course. But, like, it's a stretch. It's a stretch. Enough ranting about the quirks. Let's go into the orientation. Which sexual orientation? She's hetero. Which, okay, fine. Relationships.
Deku and Kachan?
Kachan
and Kaminari?
Kaminari.
I'm sorry, I can't pronounce any of the names.
Todoroki.
Oh, are her lovers, but All Might is her biggest crush. I
can understand people having a crush on All Might. Especially, like, younger girls, you know, he's this big, handsome, #1 hero, you know, younger kids are gonna have a crush on him.
This universe of 15-year-old having a crush on All Might, who's, like almost bigger than the Superman of our universe. Like, yeah, I could understand that. Having Deku, Kachan, and Kaminari and Todoroki as her lovers, I don't think that works at all.
The characters I can definitely not see them being in a relationship, Kachan and Todoroki. Kachan's a dick. Todoroki's kind of this reserved, don't fucking talk to me person. Kaminari, I can definitely see a lot more, because he's more open. Mm-hmm. He's more, like, bouncy, and, he's more open than those other two. And Deku, I don't really know, because as we've seen, he's kind of awkward, like, around girls. Like, he's still really awkward around Uraraka.
I don't think it works.
I don't think it works either, but maybe if you really stretched it, you could try to get it to work, but really the only character I can see her being in a relationship with is Kaminari. That's it. And, like, the crush on All Might, again, it's fine, you know, big #1 hero, he's handsome, you know, younger people are obviously going to have a crush on him.
Like, but don't make her love everyone and in love with everyone also.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Height, 192 centimeters. Weight, 23 kilograms. And they wrote, she's thick next to it. That is not thick. That is not thick.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work for the picture.
Yeah, 23 kilograms is 50 pounds.
That's not thick.
That is not thick in any way, shape, or form. And, that's it for that character.
Moving on to, is this the last character?
Yep, this is the last character, and then we're gonna kind of go through her gallery and talk about her art in general.
It's gonna be a long video.
Yep, this is a My Little Pony character. And again, the hair.
For the viewers, I think actually for the viewers, it compared to some, it's a little bit toned down.
Yeah, definitely toned down a bit.
What I'm confused about is the 2 sets of ears. This one.
Apparently she's a Neko horse.
No!
A Neko alicorn to be more exact. Okay, so alicorn OC, you know, as long as it's well written, I don't really care. So I'm not going to get on you too much for that. But the one thing I do want to point out is her wings being 2 separate colors and her horn being completely purple. You could give her a gradient on her wings, kind of like cadence, like maybe slowly fading, like from the tip of her wings are purple, so it slowly fades out to her natural coat color. But again, like, keep the horns and the wings the same color as her coat. And the 2 ears, like, really, did you have to make her, like, a Neko horse or whatever? That's
ridiculous.
Like, even for this universe, that is stretching it so far. With the introduction of Capper, like, if this was supposed to be, like, a hybrid of a pony and a cat, like, whatever his species is, I could let you get away with it a bit, but, well, 2 sets of ears, are you serious? That's ridiculous. That is just downright ridiculous.
Yuki was a regular pony. Her goal was to become smarter than Twilight Sparkle. Good fucking luck. So she read a lot of books, but sadly she became such a bookworm that she had no time for friends at all. She lost everyone's trust because she preferred books over them, and she became completely alone, and people were hating on her. OMG, how can you ignore us because of stupid books? What the hell?
This sounds like in a really exaggerated version of Twilight and her backstory.
Yeah.
Because Twilight was so absorbed in her studies, she never really had time for friends. Her friends never really hated her. Like, what little friends she did kind of have, they never really hated her, but they were just kind of like, Jesus Christ, Twilight, what the fuck?
He kept saying that in her face. One day she couldn't handle anymore and ran off crying. Despite everything, later it was clear that the power of friendship was hidden inside of her. She became extremely powerful and beat Discord up once.
Discord isn't technically resurrected until way later in the series. No.
Everyone was respecting her, and everyone wanted to be her friend since then. She was so powerful that she became Alicorn and made even Princess Twilight jealous.
That's not how you become an Alicorn. You have to earn it. You have to earn it, like your cutie mark. You have to earn becoming an Alicorn. Twilight didn't become an Alicorn until way later. You don't just get to become an Alicorn because he's super powerful. You gotta earn it! Earn it!
After all, she saved Equestria, so they made her princess.
Oh my god.
Could you explain how she saved Equestria, maybe? A princess even better than Luna and Twilight. No one questioned her actions ever again. She is always right, always the wise. Fuck this character is all I'm gonna say. Look to the other comments we've left earlier because they still apply. Like, you know, look up a blank bio sheet because you have nothing here. Try to put some thought into these characters. Don't make them like the cookie cutter. Oh, they're always perfect. They're the best in the literal universe. Don't do that.
Like, this is seriously just verging on ridiculous. I'm just so tired. Okay, where to start with this character? She's a cookie cutter ripoff of Twilight with the backstory, pretty much at least. I would suggest changing it. There's nothing wrong with her wanting to become smarter than Twilight. Like, I could see that happening, at least in some case. But becoming so powerful, she beat up Discord, saved Equestria, became an Alicorn, and became a princess who's better than Luna, Twilight, and blah, 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 blah. That is just so incredibly ridiculous. The Alicorn thing, like, oh my god. The only way I could see you even getting away with the, oh, she's more powerful than the current Alicorns, if maybe she's an ancient Alicorn, like one of the first Alicorns to ever exist. She was frozen in a block of ice, like weird time stuff.
Captain America. You'd have to make it, like, write it out really well for it to work, because even, like, oh, it sounds interesting, but even then, if you just wrote that out, like, you didn't take some time and effort into it, it would still make this seem, like, very much like a Mary Sue.
Yeah, and I realized the thing I said about Discord, yeah, he wasn't resurrected until later, but maybe, like, he was already resurrected in a reform. But even then, he was reformed. He became a good guy, so why would she beat up Discord? That's mean. That's just mean. Is she supposed to be, like, a villain or something? I don't get it. Like, I don't know, this character I don't think can be salvaged a whole lot. It's just too ridiculous. From what I've seen from all of your characters, or I should say characters strewn throughout this different universes, you insist on making them so super cookie cutter. Oh, I'm so beautiful. Oh, I'm so well liked. Or, oh, I'm bullied. Woe is me. And to make them likable, but really it just makes everybody hate them.
Yep.
Because they're so bland, boring, irritating. I can't come up with any more words. It's like, my brain isn't working now. But no, they're not... In general, they're just not good characters, really. Like, you could salvage... Like, for the first 3 that we looked at, you could salvage quite a bit of their stories and make them good characters. But for this one, I don't know. I just don't see anything being able to be salvaged other than like Alicorn, and she wants to be smarter than Twilight. But other than that, like, I can't really see a whole lot being salvaged from this character. Holy crap, this video was long and tiring.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't scripted, so we were all over the place, and I apologize for that. But again, first video back, we don't want a script. We just kind of wanted to get our thoughts out, like Rant, because it's been
a while.
It's been stressful too. Like,
oh yeah,
stress, ridiculous, but it's okay. Just keep in mind that we tend to over-exaggerate our actual thoughts and feelings for the purposes of entertainment. So a lot of what we say, we don't actually truly mean. But try to take into consideration, like, use blank bio sheets to fill out your character. I understand bios are fucking hard to write. They really, truly are. I should know I have over, like, 200 characters, and I can barely write their bios. So I just only recently finished Anamika's, and it's still kind of shit. But taking the time and effort into actually writing out your character's bios and putting actual thought into it, and not just, like, coming up with a quick thought and leaving it as it is. Because it's ridiculous and not really likable. But I think that's it for this video. But anyways, guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please don't take us too horribly seriously. We're just tired. Anyways, I'm Yuji.
And I'm Muffin.
And we are Deconstructive Criticism.
Oh, the jokes. But anyways, it's good to be back. We'll see y'all in the next video. Wait, hold on. Scroll down to the dislikes. Armin. Is Armin Canadian also?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought Armin was Canadian.
Why'd you think Armin was Canadian?
I don't know. For some reason I did, and then I saw the Canadian flag on her arm, and I'm like, does she hate Armin because Armin's also Canadian?
Just like, fuck you Canadian
There can only be one of us.
I will make all the Canadians go sing just like the Japanese!
Not okay.
Oh, that's horrible. I'm sorry.